Handpanuary is back in 2025. I'm super excited to invite you all for a 30-day journey, 30 days of completely free handpan tutorials to get you into the pattern and the habit of practicing every single day to kickstart your year. Hey folks, I hope you're well. Let's have a look at a nice gentle chord progression today. It looks like this. As you can see, I'm just using 2 notes per chord in this occasion. For me, on this D Kurd, that is note 4 and 6, which is a D minor. Note 3 and 5, which is part of your C major. Notes 1 and 3, which is your A minor. And then notes 2 and 4, which is your B flat major. If you've got another scale, you can take this same concept and make it your own and use any 4 chords that you like. But we're going to make it a little bit more exciting by putting some groove in it, and the groove is this. And I'm not going to use any ghost notes or anything here, just for a little bit more freedom as we move throughout this progression. So it's just a simple doom, cat, doom, cat, doom, cat, doom, doom, cat, right? But instead of using that first doom, we're going to replace that with a chord. So it'll be chord, cat, doom, doom, cat, 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 right? Let's try it. Around that and add extra notes like so. Now we've got this free left hand, so we could probably use it for something, right? I just do? Well, at the same time that I'm playing the tack with my right, my left is coming up playing note 8, and then my right hand is coming up to play that next beat on note 7, and that's it. And I'm playing the exact same melody every single time, but with those moving chords underneath that makes it sound exciting, makes it sound like it's moving, right? And so the beauty of stepping away from this constant ghost note pattern that I would usually teach is that it easily you can easily then have the freedom to do things like this, where you're playing 2 hands at the same time, doing different jobs, right? Yeah, whereas if we were already going with this hand pattern, we would have to shift our brains a little bit in that moment to then allow ourselves to do that. So let's try this progression again with that added melody. And once you've learned that, then I invite you to create your own little melodies and your own progressions with this same idea, with that repeating motif, right? Notice that my left hand is getting ready ahead of time. And that last time we can move the melody a little bit, right? So I invite you to take those themes and do what you like with it. So this will work for you on any kind of Celtic or Amara scale. It might sound a little bit different, but once you've learned the shapes and then pause this video, then it will all sound lovely. So this pan might look a little bit different to yours because I've got these mutants up here, but if you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 notes around the outside, these two might be a bit more up here, then you can follow along. I'm not going to include any of this. So our first chord in my case is a G major. It's going to be note 5, 2 and 1. 5, 2, 1, 2, and that's one time round. Right? And I'm just moving my right hand back and forth. I'm going to keep my right on the melody here and keep this pattern the same throughout. You can change how you utilize your hands, what order your pattern is in. This is just an example, what feels good for me. So we're starting here. 5, 2, 1, 2, 5, 2, 1, 2. So we're going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Next, we're going to move this melody to give it a little bit of direction up to the note next to what we were already playing, which is note 7, up here, just one time, and then we're going to come down all the way down here to note 4, 2, 3, and then on the final one, we move up to note 6, right? So when we're here, 1, 2, 3, move up, 4, and then we're back where we started. So whatever happens, these 2 notes remain the same all the time. And then our melody is going to utilize these 4 notes. This is as high as we're going. And then as you start to feel comfortable, if you want to include other notes, if you've got an extended scale, you can do that, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and that's the whole pattern. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can start to make that pattern a little bit more complex. I like to introduce an extra bit of melody at the end, like this. 3, 4, and 1. So instead of coming back here, as I normally would, on that final beat of the bar, I'm actually just moving instead on that end, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And that left hand plays in between. 3, 4, and 1, 2, 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 3, 4, and 1. And there is your lovely, peaceful, calm, hopeful E Amara pattern. Looks like this. is I'm utilizing a heartbeat-like pulse. That's gonna really help us get into that meditative state that aligns with our own pulse, our own heartbeat here. And you can play that as slow or fast as you like. But I'm not just keeping it doom, 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 doom. It's not this all the way through, because in order for it to feel a bit more musical and keep us interested and engaged, we need a little bit of diversity. Not too much so as to throw us out of that meditative state, but just enough to create that intrigue. So I'm actually playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and doom, 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 doom. Play that with me. Doom, 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 doom. Nice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I'm gonna put in a little knock here, like this. So this knock sound is happening on the 2 and the 4. And instead of slapping, because this is a bit of a harsh sound, I'm actually using this part of my knuckle here. So the first knuckle closest to my fingernail, not the bigger knuckle here. The first knuckle closest to my fingernail. I like to use the knuckle on my middle finger, but you can use whatever feels good for you. And it's very, very gentle. Remember, we're here for getting into that flow state, into that healing state. We're not here to like groove hard, you know? So you don't have to hit it hard. It's just a very gentle knock in the space in between the notes. Right? Doom, knock, doom, doom, knock. Doom, knock, doom, doom, knock. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And this is all with one hand, because we're going to use this other hand in a little bit. But you can practice this with your weak hand as well, just so that you've got that full flexibility in your playing whenever you need it. Doom, doom, knock, doom, knock, doom, doom, knock. Nice. From here, we can then use that other hand to place a bit more emphasis on that heartbeat pulse. So I'm playing the first note in front of me, and I'm mostly playing it at the same time as the ding. Right? Doom, 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 doom. But I can also play it in between a little bit, just on a quieter dynamic level. Apologies for the motorbike. And you can see here that with this foundation, I'm then starting to move around a little bit with this free hand. We call this the autopilot technique. One hand is maintaining a simple solid groove throughout, the other hand is free to move around. So now I'm starting to enter in this fourth note here on my instrument. In this case, I'm playing a D Kurd from Meridian Handpans. I'm playing the fourth note, which is a D. So if we were to put that in a specific spot, we could put one in just before the knock, maybe. 1 and 2. Da na, boom boom, ga ga. Right, just before the knock. And a 1 and a 2 and bit of melody right at the end of the bar here. And a 1, a 2, and 3, and a 4, and a 1, and 2, 3, and a 4, and a 1, 2, and 3, 4, and a... Right, but everything comes back to this main skeleton, this main pulse here. Right, so if you feel a little bit overwhelmed with moving around so much already, then just stick to that main pulse. I have a video that I'll put a link to in the description, all about learning the autopilot technique, how to flow around a bit more freely within a groove, within a rhythm, so that you've got access to these other movements. So I recommend checking that out if you haven't already. But if you're not ready for that stage yet, then all we need is that nice, gentle, solid pulse there. Hi folks, today we're looking at a lovely pattern that is both just a lovely meditative pattern to be able to play, but also acts as a really good exercise for really getting to know your instrument a little bit better. We're looking at arpeggios over a set of 3 different chords. This is the F Astronaut from RAV Vast. If you have a different scale, that's fine. You can choose some different chords or different shapes if you don't know your chords yet. Just some different shapes that you like the sound of. But I do recommend getting to know what chords are available to you on your instrument. Usually I direct you to a Rosie Bergonzi video. She does some great scale breakdowns across different instruments. However, she hasn't made one yet for RAV Vast, or for the F Astronaut, so we should tell her to. For now, there's a great online resource called handpanuary.com. You can key in the notes of your instrument. It'll tell you where your notes are, what chords you have available, and then you just copy those shapes. Easy peasy. But if you've got an astronaut, great, you can copy me exactly. So, the first chord that we're going to play is a lovely F minor. I don't know why everything is lovely today, but it is. And there are 6 notes available to us on this instrument that are in that chord. So we've got the center tone, which is an F, the first tone, which is a C, the second tone, which is also an F, the fourth tone, which is an A flat, and then we have the fifth tone, which is a C again, and the seventh tone, which is an F again. So we've got some repeating notes. These are all Fs, and then these 2 are Cs. And we're just going to play up all 6 of those notes like this. Beautiful. Let's try that a few times around just to practice that motion. A nice gentle touch here, really pulling away from the notes to let those notes ring. There we have it. That's our F minor, using every note available to us on the scale. Next, we're going to move on to the C minor chord. We have 5 notes on this instrument available, so we're actually going to borrow a note just so we can keep it in the same kind of rolling 6 feel. We're going to borrow a note from the F minor chord, which will change it a little bit, but that's okay. So first off, we have the first note, then we have note 3. So this is C, G, then we have C again, and then we have E flat, and then we borrow this F, and then up to G. So it's 1, 2, 3 in this shape, and then 1, 2, 3 in this shape up here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C minor. Lovely. So the next step is to practice moving between those 2 chords. So I'm going to play my F minor chord twice, and then I'm going to play my C minor chord twice. Just repeat that whole thing 2 times, like this. 1, 2, 3. Over to the C. one more full chord that we have available to us on the Astronaut, and that is an A flat major. So we're going to try that one next. We have note 1, which is our C. We have note 4, which is in our A flat, G, and then E flat. So there's only 4 of these. So what we're going to do is to round that up to 6 is just come back down the chord again, right? So when we get to this part of the chord, we're going to move up and then back down. If you have a different scale, the number of notes available to you in each chord might differ. So just adjust as feels appropriate. But that's how it's going to work for us in this case. So this A flat major chord is going to give us a B section. So the F and the C that we just played, that's our section A. Now we're going to move between A flat major and C minor for our B section. So that looks like this. And again. And then C minor. Back to A flat. C minor. Now we have 2 sets of 2 rotating chords that we can put together to make a lovely little composition. So let's do that. Let's do section A and then section B. Section A is F minor and C minor repeating. Section B is A flat major and C minor repeating. Let's try it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. C minor, back to F minor, C minor. Alright, ready for section B? Here we go with that A flat major chord. Let's go back to section A, F minor, go. Yeah. C. So now you know from playing these arpeggios, you've got an F minor chord, a C minor chord, and an A flat major chord. And once you've played this round a few times and you've been able to map out those shapes and memorize those shapes of those chords, the next step then is to be creative with it and start to compose your own chord progressions in whatever order you want. Start in a different place, start on A flat major to C, or start on the C minor, or maybe you can groove within those chords. So here I'm playing F minor, C minor, A flat major, But if you want to learn some groove stuff, you can check out some of my other videos here on YouTube. Otherwise, this will be a very long video. So enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next one. Now I've got an F Low Pygmy from Meridian Handpans. This is an F3, not an F2, so it's not the super deep one. But whatever Low Pygmy you have, if you have one, you can follow along. Let's find another pattern. I'm going to play with the left hand, our first beat, and then our right hand is always going to stay on this note here, on note 3. And then in between, I'm going to put a little knock in here. So I'm knocking here on this knuckle, the one closest to my nail. And it's very gentle. So I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. So this right hand is playing 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Really utilizing that rotation there. Right? So I barely have to move my hand, I'm just rotating. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. And so we're just going to move this left hand between 3 different notes. This one, the one in front of us, and then finally the ding. If you've got a different scale, you might want to find a different pattern. Feel what feels good. For me, that's what I'm going to use. The ding, we're going to play twice. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then the pattern starts again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for an extra added challenge, we're going to find the octaves of these notes. So the beautiful thing about this scale is that it's a pentatonic scale. There are only 5 notes in the scale. And that means that some of the notes repeat a lot, right? Because obviously we've got more than 5 tone fields, right? So we're going to find this note, which is over here on the F Pygmy. It might be somewhere else for you. So we're looking for the note that sounds the same but different, but higher. And by octave, if you don't know what an octave is, if you were to look at a keyboard, a piano keyboard, you will see that the pattern of black notes repeats, right? You've got 2, and then a set of 3, and then a set of 2, and then a set of 3, etc., etc. And within that little bracket, that little pattern, a set of 2, set of 3, you've got a set of 12 notes. We start on C, just before the set of 2 here, D within the donkey's ears, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then we come back around to C again. These 2 notes are the same note, they're just an octave apart, 8 notes apart. So that's what we're looking for here. So what I'm going to do is find those notes, and they just move down. This is a really good exercise in finding octaves. And I recommend this anyway as an activity to figure out how your handpan relates to itself. It's a really good thing to have. So, with my left hand I play here. My right hand's doing a lot of work in this pattern. And then my right hand will jump back down to continue with this pattern here. See how I'm finding the octaves there? And if you don't want to cross here for this part, you could briefly swap roles, right? Your left hand can come up here to this note and right hand stay down here. That makes a bit more sense. really focusing on getting a nice pure tone out of this, with as little tack sound as possible.